Howdy, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of the Be More Successful Show. We are here for service-based business owners, all helping to empower you to be prosperous, whatever that means to you. So that means very different things to a lot of different people. And today we're talking about one of my favorite shows, which is The Mandalorian. My husband and I caught the trailer this morning, and I was like, oh, we're going to have to go watch every episode of the first series before season 2. So I thought it might actually be interesting to use The Mandalorian as a case study today for your business. So bear with me. You know, I always bring it back to business, and I'll tell you why this is really important. So first off, if you're watching us live, say howdy so I know you're there. If you're catching it replay, say replay. And if at the end of this, you enjoy it, or even right now, you're enjoying the heck out of it, share it with your community. Let other people be able to see it as well. So we're talking about The Mandalorian, one of my favorite, probably part of one of my favorite parts of the Star Wars franchise as a whole. And I love Jon Favreau, so I watch a lot of his other stuff that's not really even acting stuff. So I've gotten to know a lot about who he is as a person, or at least who he shares with us publicly as a person. And so I really thought this would be a great topic for today. And if you look at the Star Wars enterprise, it's we can make some parallels here. So the creator is Lucas, right? That's the equivalent of the owner or the founder of a business. The story, the whole story, which is this huge involved story, really based on The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell, which is really popular in marketing right now. So if you don't know what that's about, maybe we'll do another live just about The Hero's Journey. But really, the story of Star Wars is almost equating to your brand, to your values, to your culture, the story that your business tells, if you think about it. You've got the fans, or in business world, it would be our clients, except the Star Wars fans are very cultish. They really hold everything to a very high set of standards. Well, so do a lot of our clients, right? So there's our kind of parallel there. And then we've got the producers, actors, and directors. And that's really about our team. Okay. So those are our 4 parallels in the movie side or entertainment side. We've got the creative, the story, the fans, and the producers, actors, and directors. And then in the business, that equates to the owner, the brand, the clients, and the team. I have my notes, so pardon me for reference them. So really what this is a case study of, it is a case study of so many of the different little pieces that we have been talking about this year in our time together on these lives. And that is, there's an element of collaboration. There's an element of mission, vision, and culture. Like the culture truly has to be strong, right? There's this element of story and how you tell the story, as well as this next generation, if you will. So for a lot of business owners, maybe collaboration hasn't struck you as being a value that you can have in your business, but it should. Mission and values and culture, we've heard enough about that. But I like this story because we're really talking about empowering the next generation. So I have several of my clients where we're in multi-generational businesses where the children are starting to take over from the parents, right? And there's a transition that happens through that process. So the first thing we're going to talk about is collaboration. I think that one of the most amazing things about this series is the fact that there are 7 directors, all right? So Jon Favreau and David Filoni, I believe is right. So David Filoni did a lot of the animated series to Star Wars. We know Jon Favreau. So they are the producers, but they also do a fair amount of directing. Now, David is kind of been dubbed, the chosen one from Lucas's standpoint. He's worked a lot with Lucas. He really understands him. They have a great mentor-mentee kind of relationship in there. So if you will, David's a bit of the story ambassador. Like he really, not that others don't, but he does really kind of take that as his moniker, that he's there to protect the culture and the story. Well, then there's 5 other directors, right? And so they rotate through the first series. If you started to break this down, like you could see the shift in the storytelling and in the production with each director. But the amazing part of this is that they weren't working in a vacuum at all. What they were doing is coming together, being very conscious of the episode before them and very conscious of the episode after them, but having freedom to put a little personality and a little of their personality on their episodes. So these 7 people are still going to be producing, 8 episodes in season 1, and I believe they're the same directors for season 2. So this to me is really interesting because here's a creative project. Here's an industry that is maybe even personified with divas and stars that tend to like it their own way. And who more particular than the director to have a very certain way to be able to do things, yet they're all collaborating together. They're all a part of the storytelling brand. So I think that's just an interesting way in a highly creative field with a highly almost household name brand that people feel is a part of their family, how they're collaborating together to produce something that has been so extraordinarily received. They've received 15 Emmys, guys, for season 1. 15 Emmys. This all coming from collaboration. So collaboration to me is one of the trends that we're going to see develop over time. We have some amazing collaborations that happen in business every day. But I think for service-based businesses, it's still something of a foreign territory, if you will. And so we don't know how to step into collaboration with each other. So hopefully this will serve as, a little bit of an interest for you. There actually is a documentary that you could see on, I think it's Netflix or probably Disney Plus, where you can actually hear the directors talk about their stories and point of views. It was a great thing. So the second thing that we can learn from them is the version of storytelling. So what I like about this is it's a bit addictive. It's highly compelling, and it allows. There was an interview where John Favreau was talking about, with a movie, when you release a movie, you release your best stuff to get people excited about it. With this TV show, though, really what they're having to do is build, and they're building anticipation, they're building interest, they're having to lean into a viral quality, a word of mouth. Well, I'm like, this is so service-based business written down to a T. Most service-based businesses, word of mouth and referral marketing and that whole people talking about it, that is a huge portion of how they generate business, right? Now, there is a point in time to where if you're really going to scale, you do need to start layering in other types of marketing and sales strategies. But for a while, this is the business backbone. It really is. And so when we see brands that really can produce a culture that's so addictive and compelling and attractive to people that they want to be a part of it. Think about The Mandalorian. As soon as that episode 1 drops, what is it, October 30th? You know that the world's going to be all over it, right? So think about that and how you tell the story of your mission, your vision, your culture. Is it engaging? Is it something that really helps people identify with you from an emotional standpoint, right? And the best thing going is when your clients become raving fans and actually share your brand story with others. So an important lesson maybe here. And then I love this. So you'll see on the announcement for this video on my public page. or my personal feed, my husband started this. And I was like, oh, he doesn't even know what I'm going to talk about. This is great. And he said, this is the way. Right. And I went back and I said, I typed in, I have spoken at the same time. He was typing in, I have spoken. Right. This is amazing. It is one of the most amazing things. If you think about it, Star Wars does have this way of communicating so much in a very short phrase. May the force be with you. I am one with the force is one with me. If you can think about all these little one-liners, and maybe I don't even say it's a tagline. Really what it is I think it's that deep-seated understanding of what the culture is, of what the story is, that you can communicate it in almost this unspoken language. This is the way. I have spoken. I use that a lot with my children. I've spoken. So that is just a way that we can look at this, is the fact that, it's Nike, just do it. It's that translation of more than just a tagline, but almost something that totally encompasses the spirit, the story, the power behind the brand. So those are just a little bit of musings from me to you about the Mandalorian, and maybe some case study on things that you can put into your business, and all the more reason why I talk about what I talk about. I will invite you guys. We do have an opening. The registration is open for our 5-day challenge. I just put the little link up there, and the link is in the post. And really, the Thrive and Flourish Challenge is meant to help you today in your business get things back on the right track. I still hear so many stories of businesses that are like, I'm still stuck in survival mode. And hey, I get it, right? I'm knee deep with you. I see across a lot of industries with my clients and the different ways that 2020 has impacted them. But I'm here to be your resource. And the best way that I can do that is through this 5-day challenge. So we are going to cover a good amount of ground. My work really does encompass the whole entity of a business, not just marketing or cash or just people or anything like that. We cover the whole health of the business. And so in that way, we're going to touch on those points throughout the week. It is 5 days. I need you to give me 30 minutes to an hour, at least of your time, more if you want to go deeper. But truly what it is we're going to touch on cash. We're going to touch on money management. We're going to touch on your services and new markets and new clients that you can do. We're also going to be looking at things like a dashboard system, things that give you an indication of where do you need to go next? What's the next best move? And then we bring it back to growth, because we're going to get some things stabilized in your business. That's really what I'm trying to do. But I really want to get you prepared to be growing and to be scaling, because now is the absolute best time to be doing it. So it's free. What more could you want? It's easy. Always good for a business owner, right? And then, like I said, you're going to have time where you can ask me your questions, and I will come back into the group every evening for a Facebook Live where I'll go deeper for those that want something a little bit more. So be sure to register so that you can get this on your calendar, so that you can get prepared, so that you get all the juicy goodness that is coming your way, and join us for that challenge. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you are doing well, that your week is profitable. And like I said, if you like this, give us a thumbs up, share it with your community. If you're in on the challenge, let us know that too, so we can celebrate with you. But that's it for today, guys. I'm Leslie Hassler with Your Biz Rules Business Coaching.